#affirmation. It was actually about 2 years ago, a young lady wrote to me on Twitter. She said, I can never thank you for what your tweets have done for me. So I asked her to email me. She says, well, what happened? What's going on? So she confides in me that she was contemplating suicide.
Oh, geez.
Until she read one of those Just for Today affirmations, and then she had a shift, and she decided, okay, I'm going to work with this debilitating disease that I have. I'm going to help others in the same condition, and I'm going to try to be able to, make a positive impact in the world.
That is I was just, not to interrupt, but that just really makes me realize, as I share so many times, you do not know who is watching or listening, and who you are being the one for.
Yep, butterfly effect. I mean,
definitely.
I really believe that I have faith that the messages that I put out are going to touch the people that they need to be able to touch. So I can be able to, have that impact there. And I also believe on a business side, and it's not a cold strategy, but I believe that it's a magnetism. Mm-hmm. Because I'm putting those positive messages out. I'm making those impact on people's lives, whether they do business with me or not. And I believe that that's a magnet that, one, those people are going to be attracted to me, and they're going to share my information, which is going to broaden my market. And two, other people are going to see that then, and then they're going to come to me to be able to, with invitations. Hey, can we work together? Can you come on a show? Let's do this. And so a lot of the collaborations that I've done have all come from second and third party people who've seen my tweets.
So that would probably, a tip then would be the best way to attract people to you is to make sure that you're tweeting out interesting and relevant information, and those that it resonates with will then feel compelled to share it with others, and that's how you expand your base.
Exactly. And actually what I've come up with, there's a formula I've come up with. Is my 4 E's for effective tweeting.
Oh, do share.
So your tweets should contain one or more of these following elements. One, your tweets need to entertain. Now, entertaining is subjective, so you have to be able to figure out what your audience is going to respond to. Because if they don't get your joke, in explaining, it's not going to help it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So you got to be able to find out what's going to respond to cats and music and things like that. Universal kind of thing. You also want next is to educate. Your tweet should be educational. And a mistake a lot of people make is when they say, oh, educational, okay, I'm going to put up an article about how our juice cures your conchus of the bronchus. Mm-hmm. And that's not it. If you're going to be on any social media, and if you're doing health products, then project yourself as a health expert and use Johns Hopkins or Mayo Clinic or something else that's going to validate, a third-party validation of what else that you're going to share later on. Okay, so we got entertainment, educate. Next, you want to be able to enhance their lives. And that's where I thought the motivational messages come in, my Just for Today message, go out there. And, it's the best thing is Zig Ziglar said that. They say that motivation doesn't last, but either it is bathing. That's why you need both every day.
I love that. I just love that quote.
And so, and every single day, people are commenting to me about the timeliness of the message for them, or reminded them of a professor or what grandma said or something. So it feels good. You can touch that, and you just never know what that butterfly's effect is for anybody who's going to do there. And then the 4th E is engagement, and this is where a lot of people get confused. Is okay, well, I'll just get on Twitter and I'll just start asking questions, and people will start responding to me. No, they won't. They're looking for you. Richard, when you said there's 350 active million users, well, they're watching. I have a mindset that every tweet's an audition. And of those 350 million, about 40% of them are inactive. They're watchers. Like if you're doing a presentation in a room, 50% of the audience is got their head down, they're taking notes, they're absorbing, but they're not engaging with you. Same thing on social media is they're observing it, and you're building that know, like, and trust relationship with them. but you're not getting that feedback. So in order for you to be able to get engagement, the best way to do is for you to engage first. Is go find other people that you know and start having conversations with them. Respond to people who retweet you, because those people are watching and they're looking to be able to see what your tonality is, what they can expect if they reach out to you, what they can expect if they refer somebody to you. So you have to be able to look at it. People are watching, and this is a great opportunity to build a relationship.
And, a lot of individuals that first get on Twitter, and I know myself, when you mentioned about getting on and starting when you were at a Bob Berg event, believe it or not, that's really, I wasn't at the event, but a number of my friends were here over in Orlando at a Bob Berg event, and they were sharing information on Facebook that was coming from Twitter. Not at that time, things were done a little bit differently than they are now. They were actually tweeting, and it was coming into their Facebook profile. And, which is one of the things I tell people not to do, but,
right, exactly.
back then, that's what people did to try to get that, spreading again, that visibility. And I thought, what is this Twitter? So I went and set up an account, and I had no clue where to start. So real quick, we're down to just almost a minute here, and I know then we're going to take a break and come back and really dive into some more great information from you. But what would you say is your best tip for someone that is just starting on Twitter, like a newbie? What would the first thing they should do?
Your most valuable real estate is your profile and your banner. And we can go into details, but when people click onto your site, if they see your tweet and they go on, check out more about you, you got 4 to 10 seconds to grab their attention. So you need to be able to see what you do, why you're good at it, how you can be able to help them, and make sure that your parking lot is full of good tweets.
I love that. In other words, make sure that they know who you are when you get that. So before you start even tweeting, is to get your real estate set up so that when you start attracting them, then they can get more information about you. We got the Twitter expert right here.
He is indeed. He is indeed. Well, Gary, let me get back to some questionings here.
Okay.
On that. How should we be using Twitter to actually expand and grow our business side of what we do? What's the best way to get started on that?
Well, you probably want to look at, I know a lot of people get overwhelmed with Twitter, and I know you talked about it again, that 350 million active people. So there's a lot of conversations. So you can just imagine a football stadium full of people all talking. Are you going to want to know what every single one of those conversations are going on?
No.
Probably not. What you want to do is you want to be focusing on the conversations that you want to have, you want to contribute to, or that you want to learn from. And so where Twitter is great is that you can search out those conversations. The search function on Twitter is absolutely incredible because you can just put the word in. So if you wanted to meet people in Brevard County, and so you could just be able to put in Brevard and press a button, and all the recent tweets from Brevard are going to come up. You're also going to be able to see everybody who has Brevard in their profile. So, we went to break. We talked about your profile is searchable. So that's why you need to be able to have those keywords in your profile so you can be able to be found by people who want to have conversations about that.
I'm going to interrupt for just a second. That's very important to remember that online, no matter where you are, you need to use keywords.
Mm-hmm. Okay? Exactly. Because you just always think, Twitter, again, is a huge search engine, just like Google and Yahoo and everything else. I forgot what the numbers are, how many searches. I think it's like 2 billion a month searches are going on Twitter. So you want to be able to found. So, again, look at what are people going to be typing into a search to solve their problem. So if you have those problem-solving words in your profile, that's why I like to work with coaches, or I like to work with you've wasted a lot of space. Put the keywords in, coaching, mindset, social media. What is it you do? So people can, putting in those keywords, and you can be found in those searches.
Mm-hmm. I had one question that just came up here online. So in their profile, which is that little description, that's what you're referring to. Is that correct? So yes. Someone here in Brevard said, so they should put like a hashtag Brevard or just Brevard, or what would your recommendation be? Either one will come up.
I mean, if you just type in Brevard, into the search box, you'll get Brevard and you'll get, hashtag Brevard.
Okay. Great.
So
Thank you.
it will come up. So, but again, if you, like on yours, you got radio host and social media lead generator. So those are things that you want people to find you under. So if you're looking for radio hosts, for people who want to be on a radio, you look for radio hosts. And then you can reach out and be able to,
That's not complicated, as they say.
And I added that to my Twitter account after reading some things. I think I have and we'll tell everybody how they can get it too, your free ebook on Twitterverse and things I've learned. So, yes, definitely I have that now in my profile.
Yeah, so that's one thing. And I think another way that you can be able to connect with people is, again, to think about who already has your list. It's collaboration. You're not going to go and find everybody. So, like when I started, Bob Berg had a lot of followers at the time. And, I'd been to a couple events, so I liked the people who were in his community. So I connected with people that were connected with him. And then it just started expanding. And said, okay, well, all right, I'm a massage therapist, so find massage, you want, all the different aspects that you want to be able to do, you can go connect with them. And I think another way that I think people get overwhelmed, actually I just had this conversation last night, is they were so busy watching that their news feed is just going so fast, and they forget about listing people. Listing is a critical thing in order for you to be able to compress your time and be able to be much more effective. And if you create a list of social media experts, so if you want to tweet a lot about social media, why not let all of these other great people who are already good at it, let them curate your content?
I love that.
And then you can retweet it, and you, to your audience, you're a great purveyor of great information, even though you didn't have to spend the time looking for everything. So it's a collaboration mindset.
Well, and to mention another tip on lists, and if you would, expand on it a little bit, is putting the people that you're following into a list also helps you organize the tweets so you can actually pull that list up. I mean, like I have a list of social media influencers, so when I bring that up on my Twitter account and I'm just seeing then the tweets coming through my feed from those individuals, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, so it's going to filter out the noise. It's going to be almost like a little private chat room. You're just going to see the tweets of those people you selected under that topic. So great tip on that then. If you want to filter the noise out, start segmenting lists on your Twitter. Right. And another good thing, because I know people get, the follow limit, and I'm not quite sure if it went up to 5. Oh. Can we lose you there? Just one moment, please. All right. We'll get him back here. We have him on hold. So anyway, we're just what Gary was referring to. We're bringing him back online. I do apologize for that. We're talking about filtering out the noise on Twitter, and it's very important when you start following a lot of different people that you actually are able to communicate with those individuals that are really influences within your industry that you're following, clients, etc., and you can put them within a list when you're starting to follow them, and there's different ways to do that. Is Gary back? Yeah, I'm back. Okay, great. Okay, that's okay. I was just kind of filling in, but you're the expert, so you go. Okay. Well, okay. So you got that 2,000, and so you have to have that 2,000 followers, people that you followed. You have to have 1,801 coming back. And one way that you can be able to do that, because when we start out, we want to follow celebrities and influencers, the authors, and so some of those people aren't going to follow you back. Tony Robbins, Mark Victor Hansen, Wayne Dyer, they're not going to follow you back. But you can put those high-profile people onto a list. Now they don't count against your following ratio. And so that's a great way. And again, you got it segmented, so you can go find it and you can scan through real quick. And it's a little bit more advanced. I don't know if we're going to have time, but using Hootsuite and TweetDeck, you can have a dashboard with all of those columns already lined up, and you just scan through, roll down, get a couple of tweets, look for comments, things that you can comment on. It's such a time saver. I think one of my clients said it saved her over 30 hours a month.
Yeah, I like that because,